not everyone. Few of you think that I'm going to get married, and why I should this MBA is just a degree, and you all think your father is very rich, and many of us, not only the girls, boys also, they think my father is rich, or so why we have to put an effort also. But you take Sibita, so her father is an entrepreneur, and they are running their own company, but she came with a very much determination that she wants to have some takeaways from MBA. It is not like she want to stand with her family name or with her father background also. So that is what is that we expect from every student, whatever might be your background, but we should have our own thing. Like I should go here or I should stand here also. So that is a thing which needs to be very much appreciated with Sibita. And right now she's running her own company and she's a successful entrepreneur. And that is a nice offer. Thank you, Sibita.
Thank
And
you.
like we all have challenges. Even her father, when he sends for some competition, he'll be always very particular about the safety and so. But she never says no for any competition. I think she made a very wonderful presentation in IIT B Plan contest. So that was a very nice presentation, and that's the time she came out of her home. And so we should not give reasons. That's what I want to tell all the students. We always say, many students, I find many of the it's not a gender bias, but I find reasons from few girls. My family will not allow me, ma'am, my dad will not allow me for competition also. But how you convince them and how you show that this is a useful platform and how you take it forward is very important. And that's how Sibita has been doing it. And very nice of her. And she had an ambition of getting into IIT, and so she worked for it. And when she came into Tagore, that was a sudden shift in her dreams. But she took the practical things. So she took the practical things and she did very well here. And her CGPA is around 8.8, something a very, very notable CGPA. So that is very, very appreciable thing of Sibita. So very, very happy to have you, Sibita, and a
Thank
very proud moment for all of us. And on behalf of all our other department staff, I convey my regards on their behalf to you. Over
thank
to
you.
you, Sibita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a big introduction, but still, it's so nice to hear from you, ma'am. Okay. Let us start the
Yeah,
session.
you can. You can.
Yes. Hello, friends, and good morning to all the faculty members over here. And I welcome you all for this session. This session is, before starting the session, I'm not a lecturer or a professor to talk all those things. I just friendly talk about the campus to corporate, what experience we gained, that is, I gained personally in my life, that I should want to express to you. That's all. And in this, before entering to the session, as many introduction has been given by our friends and ma'am, so I don't want to elaborate about myself. And let us enter into the session, campus to corporate. Does anyone know, uh, anyone have an idea about campus to corporate here? Any any answers from your side? Hello.
Ma'am, once transformation from the college life to the corporate
Yes,
life.
exactly. That's right. It is a complete transformation from college life to working environment. It is a transition. It is not a small thing. It is a big transitions where you're going to take over from your graduate to the working environment. Um, Usually, when you get a transition period, if you want to get into a working environment, and there will be a lot of challenges you will be facing. But before that, you want to know the current challenges, what you are presently facing in this environment. Okay, the first and foremost one is unemployment in India. Unemployment in India is not existing today or yesterday or because of this COVID-19, or else it is 2 years back or 3 years back. It is existing right from 1947, but the graph is somewhat is changing year by year, or it is changing over a period of time. That's it. But unemployment is existing in India, okay, over a period of year. So this is the center of monitoring Indian economy research. After this COVID came into the picture, it created a big impact to all the workers or to all the people, especially in Indian economy. And after this COVID-19 makes unemployment rate jumps up. If you look at the graphical chart of unemployment rate, in 2016 it reaches of about only 9.7%. When it comes for 2017, it reaches 3.4%. In 2019, it was around 7.75 to 8.25%. Now, after this COVID impact, it has been raised up to 23.5% the first quarter itself. You should know the current situation before you get into the work environment. So so all the graduates or the final year students is always worry about their future regarding their careers and all. But there is a huge gap between the campus and the corporate. There is a huge gap. So when you see all the current challenges, now the challenges become even more tough, okay? Because of this COVID and all, everything, this demonetization, right from the thing, our Indian economy is going down. So it is, the challenges is very, you're going to face a big challenges, okay? So this is the real situations. You need to understand where we are and what is the real situation. There you can go up. Accordingly, you can equip yourself. So that is the reason I'm giving you this. So after this lockdown, impact 65% of the company expect 40% hit to revenue in first quarter itself, as I said earlier. So 44.7% of the firm may take over a year for their financial recovery itself. So this is our current situation. You should understand the current situation well first. So that is very, very important. So Indian economy is totally down. So right from the migrant workers till Ambani, Adani, they are facing a huge blow due to the COVID-19. Almost in India, top PSU sectors or everything's are hit now potential fallen angels. So we can see IOCL and some of the ONGs companies, everything is becoming now a potential fallen angels. So everything are feeling the pressure, feeling the heat of the Indian economy down. Okay. So the next one is, what is the outcome of Indian economy? What is the outcome of COVID-19? There is a sharp rise in unemployment. Sharp rise in unemployment. And then there is a stress in supply chains. There is a decrease in government income. There is a collapse of the tourism industry, collapse of the hospitality industry, and reduced consumer activity, collapse of everything. Government income, how the income get decreased to the government? If the productivity is not going well in the country, how they'll get the GST and all those things? To that outcomes only government. This likewise, and this government income is getting reduced. Collapse of the tourism industries. Tourism industry totally shattered is because there is no moving transportations from anywhere to from somewhere to anywhere. So collapse of the hospitality industry and reduced consumer activities completely reduced because of this COVID. These are the outcome result of the COVID-19. That is plunge in fuel consumption and the rise in LPG sales. These are the outcomes of our outcome of COVID-19. Yes, our Indian economy is definitely, it is in down. So before knowing the unemployability, you should get to know the after knowing the unemployment, you should get to know the unemployability. What is unemployability? Is anyone? Hello? Is anyone is? What is meant by unemployability?
A chance of
No,
losing the job. No?
no jobs for doing employment.
Okay,
Not having the employability skills.
that is what. That is what is unemployability. You are right. Is there any other answers? Okay, what you said is correct. Not having the employability skills. The one who doesn't have a hold on a job. Okay, this is a bigger problem than unemployment because more than 50 lakh students graduated per year. Very few are fit to be employed, and more than 50% of Indian graduate lacks basic employability skills. These are the employability skills. They doesn't have a hold on their job. That is basic. They are lacking basic skills. Though they have got a job, they don't have a hold on their job. They lack in the skills. So it may get their chance to lose their job also. In this pandemic situations, many of them are doing layoff and all those things. So in such situation, they'll categorize the people on their employability skills. So employability skills is very important. Okay. So there is, as I told you earlier, there is a huge gap between campus and corporate environment. So in India, employment is always like a musical chair. Why am I saying this? There is always a shortage. There is always a shortage. And for example, if you look for group exams, only for 12,000 posts or 2,000 posts, let us see, only for 2,000 posts, there are 1,200 people are applying for group exams. For example, if you take a statistics of for VUO exam, for the post of only for 1,500 posts, the people are applying for 900 lakh people are applying for it. So there is always a shortage in employment. So that is what I told. In employment in India is always like a musical chair. So there is a gap between the campus and the corporate environment. Does anyone say what is more important, whether it's skills or else knowledge? Knowledge is important for company, to fetch into a company.
I feel the person must have the knowledge, the basic knowledge, but then he must have the skill to make the employer understand that he has the knowledge.
Okay, good. I agree. Okay. What is more essential?
Skills are more.
Okay, I agree. What is the difference between skills and the knowledge? Come on, let us be an interactive section. It is not going to be a lecture. You can say anything out of it because what you have known, you just share it with us.
Knowledge is what we get from the colleges where we study from the books.
Yes,
But
yes,
skills is the thing which we get to know ourselves and we train ourselves with.
yes, exactly. Your friend said, well said answer. Good. And as a graduate who is passing out from the colleges, who's always having worry about the career jobs, as I told, there is a gap between the campus and corporate environment. Knowledge and skills, both are essential. Oh, but there is something is very important to notice in this. Knowledge, as your friend said, knowledge is the knowledge we can gain or obtain through the textbooks or through the lectures and everything. But skills is nothing but it is you are going to apply those what you gained knowledge is going to apply theoretical knowledge into a action. That is a skill. When you are when you are practically applying those knowledge, it will be which will fetch you into the proficiency. So when it comes to an action, you'll get a proficiency. It is புலமைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. You will get அதிலே இருந்து you will get அதிலே ஒரு புலமை வாய்ந்தவங்களா மாறிடுவாங்கன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதுதான் வந்து ஸ்கில். நீங்க படிச்சதை அப்ளை பண்றீங்க. அப்ளை பண்ணும்போது you will face lot of difficulties. அப்போ அதுல அந்த டிஃபிகல்ட்டிஸை ஃபேஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க அதுல ஒரு ஒரு புலமை வாய்ந்தவங்களா மாறிடுவீங்க. அதுதான் முக்கியம். So now there is a gap between the campus and the corporate environment. So what we can do from our end as a graduate, from our end, what we can do? Can we change the Indian economy, or can we change the unemployment rate in India, or can we change the population of India, or can we change the system of India? No, we can't change anything, but you can make yourself skilled, equipped, and knowledge to make sure grab a seat in that musical chair, as I said. Now tell me, see, if you want to acquire your knowledge or skills, if you want to acquire skills, you need to practice everything in your campus itself. Say for example, certain skills are expected from the industrial side. From the industrial side, certain skills are highly important. So they are expecting from the graduates. I'll like to discuss those skills with you, okay? The first is communication skill. When it comes to the communication skill is nothing but, according to Carnegie University statistics report, 85% of the financial needs of the employee, it depends upon their negotiate and communication skills. Okay, only 15% of their needs or their success depends on the technical skills. So this communication skill is highly important. Let me share 3 important simple way to improve your communication skill. The first, you can அப்பல இருந்து சொல்றது தான், நீங்க நியூஸ் பேப்பர் படிங்க, நியூஸ் பேப்பர் கண்டிப்பா படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. தொட்டுல இருந்து நம்ம அதான் சொல்லிட்டு இருப்போம். Now it is quite impossible to go and read the newspaper. It's very difficult from our side. But நீங்க வந்து you can install some of the application that economics time application, e-learning newspapers. You can install those applications in your mobile, because everybody is using the Android nowadays. So you can install those applications. So if you're not willing to read the newspaper and all those things, but if you're started to read all those things, you'll get to know the current affairs as well. But in some point, we don't want to see all the newspaper and all those things. You can go ahead with the novel. And if you are textbook readers, of course, some of the books what you are very much interested, you can acquire knowledge from there. You can improve your communication skill from there. Or else try to practice at least 10 words each day. 10 words each day. This 10 words each day you can practice from the first point what I have said, that is newspaper. If you are reading the newspaper, that is e-learning newspaper, whatever either it is in digitalized form or it is in a newspaper form, whatever it is. If you are reading, from there you can pick out some of the words which is highly difficult. From there you can start to practice your vocabulary skills and all those things. These are some of the very basic tips you can improve your communication skills. Because communication, you should have authority and command over your communication skill, over a phone call or an emails. These are the very much highly important things when it comes to the corporate environment. So this communication skill is very important. So நீங்க பார்க்கலாம், இதெல்லாம் நாங்க கிளாஸ்லயே படிச்சிட்டோம் மேம், வாட் யூ ஆர் டேக்கிங் கிளாஸ், இது மறுபடியும் நீங்க இதுவே ரிப்பீட் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னு நீங்க நினைக்கலாம். பட் I'm saying truly that if you have a good communication skill, you can even convince your interviewer. Okay, so communication skill is highly important. So you should have a command and authority over it. Ability to convey the informations without any interruptions of your communication, language skills. So communication skill is highly important. So in communication skill, non-verbal communications and verbal communication against non-verbal communication, transmission of message or signals to the non-verbal platforms such as contact, eye contact, facial expression, gesture, posture, and the distance between two individuals. These are some of the non-verbal communications. So when it comes to the corporate environment, everything matters a lot. If you cannot, even though you have a colleagues in your working environment, you cannot move with them like what you have freely moving in a campus with your friends. So though you are in a free environment, or you have a freedom to work in a in a corporate world, you should have some basic work ethics. Along with that, you have to abide accordingly. You have to work. You have your eye contact matters a lot. Your facial expression is matters a lot. Your gestures, everything is matters a lot over there. So these are the highly important skill, and these are the expected skill from the industry side. Okay. The next one is leadership. Leadership skill. What is leadership quality? What is leadership, first of all? Is anyone?
Taking initiative and working with their team.
Okay, taking initiative and working with the team. Exactly. Okay, then any other answer?
To let the team.
Hello.
He or she should be a risk taker, ma'am.
A risk taker. Okay, risk taker is any other answers?
A leader is someone who takes the what the employees think and what the manager that is like the top management, so he must be the bridge between the top management and the employees, so he must take what they both think and come to a equilibrium.
No, can you please come again once again?
I mean, employees will have their own like what they want, right? And top management will say to do something to the leader.
Okay.
So a leader must come to a equilibrium in what has to be done.
Okay. Yes, you are right. But into so precise, what your friend said is exactly right only. But leadership is highly authority. It's very important quality. Leadership is very important quality because the student must have the confidence and ability to get work done by the people by knowing the potential of the employee. Okay, you should know the potential of the employee. Accordingly, you can get the work done by them. Before that, if you want to done any work from the people, you should watch them very keenly. So you should have that capability or ability to know you should go with the confident and have the ability to notice the people very keenly. So then only you can able to achieve the things easily from your team workers. Okay, so the leadership quality is very important. You should know these are the some of the qualities you need to to improve in your side: courage, wisdom, confidence, determination, passion, commitment towards your work, positivity, integrity, sensitivity, honesty. These are some of the important qualities in leadership, because leaders are the one who they should have the ability, they are the one to harmonize the team, and they are the one who is going to lead the team. So they should know very well about their team. Then only they can able to achieve the things, they can able to get work done by the team very quickly in the proper timings, at the proper timings. So leadership quality is very important. The next one is dedication and hard work. So look at our fingers. Is it everything is similar? It's all different. It's all different. So likewise, each and every person in a team have a different opinion, different shortcomings and pitfalls. So if you want to overcome those shortcomings and pitfalls, hard work and dedication is highly important. So okay, at the initial stage of the transmission of your college working environment to campus, from campus environment to corporate environment, this you will be watched by your higher officials, right from the executive to the higher official. You'll be watched very keenly. In such situations, everything is coming to accountable. So you are having some shortcomings. This can be achieved only through the hard work and dedication. These things are very important. The next one is honesty. But honesty, why we want to be so honest in the working environment? Honesty is the basic criteria everyone is having. And when it comes to the working environment, on what basis honesty is we are looking for? What on it is very important. Why it is important? If you look at it, at the initial stage of your transition period, you are ready to accept your fault courageously or confidently, so that you can eliminate a bigger problem later, before it later. Because as in an executive period, you are doing a work and you are not having the courage courage to admit your fault as to before it get into a bigger problem. Then when it comes to the big projects and all everything, if you don't have that much courage to accept it, understand? Because at the low level, at the initial learning period itself, you should know to admit the courage, admit the fault courageously. So that is very important. So that is the reason honesty is playing a vital role in corporate environment. You should have it indicates your courageous ability. So that is very important. So if you do likewise at the initial stage, you can avoid initial stage itself. You can eliminate all the pitfalls what you are facing before it later into a major problem at the latest. Before it get into a later problem, bigger problem at the later ages. So honesty is also very important. The next one is problem solving skills. So problem solving skills, you should have the ability to look at the problem positively. The person or the graduate, as a student, you should have the ability to look at the problem positively. You don't know problems will arrive in any situation, any cases. இங்க இருந்தா வரும், இந்த மாதிரி செட் ஆஃப் ப்ராப்ளம் தான் வரும் அப்படின்லாம் நம்ம கணிக்க முடியாது. The problem may arise in any ways. So in that situation, you should have the courage. You should have the ability to face the problem courageously and solving. You should not stick on to the theoretical things what you have studied in your college days and all those things. You should have to think positively, and you have to approach the problem positively and bring the suitable solution to the particular problem what you are facing in the working environment. That is very important. Presence of mind, you should have to think positively. So initially you should not be so mess up with all the things when you face all the, so that you have to be very you should be very cautious in the initial transition period itself. You have to listen all the case studies, what are the things happen in the company, and everything you have to go through it. Then only you can equip yourself with this problem solving skills. So the next one is technical competency. Technical competency is nothing but it is fundamental and the basic knowledge related to your
Job.
The job, as well as when it comes to the campus side, I'm telling technical competency where it is a basic and fundamental knowledge what you are acquiring from your textbook, and those fundamental knowledges where if you are gaining theoretically, those things you are going to apply it in a practical manner in a job. So before that is a baseline. In a campus, it's a baseline where you can know the basic fundamental things. So those basic and fundamental things you are going to apply in a job, right? As one of the friends said, job. So apply in a company. In such situation, if you're a HR, you should know the key roles of your HR activity. There are so much of things are falling under the HR activities. You should be you should be very clear about your key roles. What are the technical things you should need to equip yourself, and you have to excel yourself in this HR. When it comes to the operational background, you should know the entire operational system in the company, and you should know right from the top level to what is there under the operator level. Everything you should get to know. That is the operational and system. So everything is matter. What is your key roles? You should be very excellent in your core related activities. So if it is engineering students, they'll be excel in their. If it is an IT, they'll be excel in the different languages they'll study. They'll go for their job. When it comes for the management field, you should know the key roles. Key roles and the core related activities or the technical competency. The skills you have to improve. That is very important. It is also an expected skill. These are the expected skills from the students. The next one is knowledge beyond textbook. Knowledge beyond textbook is nothing but you should think. You should be think like regular. You should be think out of box. I told you earlier, and you should not stick on to your book based things itself. I know this. You all gone for many industrial visit, right? Am I right? Anyone, please? Have you gone to any industrial visit during this?
Yes.
Share your experience. What you have observed over there.
I guess I shouldn't be mentioning the company's name.
Okay.
Okay, so we went to a company in Chennai, which manufactures clutches, brakes, and that basically parts of cars and bikes.
Okay.
So
what you have observed, just in one line, you just give a precise answer. That's enough.
So just to say in one line, it was way more different than what we actually read in textbooks.
Okay, it is like we have to be we have explored different environment over there, right? So it is a regular industrial visit and regular you have to explore company activities will get you to know more knowledge than your textbooks. Am I right? So for that, in your campus, when you are studying during your graduation period, you can acquire knowledge through your extracurricular activities. You should not only stick on to the book alone. You should be a very active participants of the other extracurricular activities. You should be a multitasking person. So there you can gain more knowledge than your book. Textbooks will give only theoretical knowledge. When you go and explore it in outside field, outside like industrial visit, or else you are participating in any extracurricular activities, that will fetch you more knowledge than the textbooks. So knowledge beyond the textbook is very important. The next one is flexibility at work. Flexibility at work இது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். நம்மளோட காலேஜ் டேஸ்ல இருந்து நம்ம பழகிக்கணும். அப்படி இல்லைன்னா ஒர்க்கிங் என்வரான்மெண்ட்ல வந்து இதை பழகணும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினைச்சோம்னா இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு பி வெரி டஃப் ஃபார் யூ கைஸ். ஸோ ஃபிளெக்சிபிலிட்டி அட் ஒர்க், ஃபிளெக்சிபிலிட்டி அப்படின்னு ஃபிளெக்சிபிள் எப்படி இருக்கிறது அப்படின்னா ஸோ யூ ஷுட் ரெடி டு டூ எனி கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க் இன் ஒர்க்கிங் என்விரான்மெண்ட். இதுதான் பண்ணுவேன் சார், எனக்கு இந்த ஜாப் தானே கொடுத்தீங்க, why should I want to do that அப்படின்னு நீங்க சொல்லக்கூடாது, சொல்ல முடியாது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அப்படி நீங்க சொன்னீங்கன்னா they will accept it, but later on ஏதோ கம்பெனில ஒரு லே ஆஃப் வருது, இல்லை இப்போ இந்த ஒரு பேண்டமிக் சுச்சுவேஷன்ல எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் கெட்டிங் ஃபியர் அபவுட் தேர் ஜாப். யாருக்குமே வந்து அந்த ஜாப் மேல ஒரு கேரண்டட் இல்லை. ஸோ நீங்க உங்களோட இந்த இந்த மாதிரி சுச்சுவேஷன்ல த கம்பெனிஸ் லுக் அப் யுவர் பாஸ்ட் ஹிஸ்டரிஸ். இப்போ நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா சேலரிஸ் கட் டவுன் பண்றாங்க, லே ஆஃப் பண்றாங்க. நிறைய கம்பெனிஸ் சரியாக டெய்லி வி ஆர் சீயிங் தட் மெனி கம்பெனிஸ் ஆர் டூயிங் லே ஆஃப். எங்களுக்கு வந்து ரெவென்யூஸ் இல்லை, வி ஆர் டோன்ட் ஹாவ் அ மச் ப்ரொடக்டிவிட்டி, ஸோ தட் வி ஆர் டூயிங் ஸோ வி ஆர் ஹியரிங் மச் திங்ஸ். அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய கேட்குறோம். ஸோ யூ ஆர் நோ ஸோ ஃபிளெக்சிபிள் இன் அ கம்பெனி. இப்போ ஒரு லே ஆஃப்லாம் வரும்போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க தான் வந்து லிஸ்ட்ல இருப்பீங்க. ஸோ அதனால நம்ம இந்த டிரான்சிஷன் பீரியட்ல அப்படின்னு வரும்போது இன்னும் நம்ம ரொம்ப we should be very very aware about இந்த transition period. அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஸோ இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு டீம் பிளேயரா இருக்கீங்க, டீம் லீடரா இருக்கீங்க. இப்போ அந்த டைமிங்ல இப்போ some of the team persons will come and ask, a team member will come and ask, sir, I have a commitment towards my personal work, so I need to get some 2-3 hours permission. ஸோ அப்படின்னு கேட்கும்போது you should not be so rigid. அதனால எவ்ரி டைம் யூ கேனாட் கிவ் அ, பிகாஸ் யூஆர் ஆல் ஒன். நீங்க எவ்ரி டைம் வந்து நீங்க அது மாதிரி ஃபிளெக்சிபிளா ஃபிளெக்சிபிளா இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னால should know the situation, should analyze the person, should know the situation, accordingly have to work. ஸோ அப்படி ஒர்க் பண்ணாதான். ஸோ இப்போ சார் நான் ஒர்க் ஃப்ரம் ஹோம் எடுத்துக்கிறேன் சார் ஒரு 2 hours அப்படின்னு, should allow them to do it. Ultimately your goal is to achieve the final thing. What is your outcome? Everybody is looking for only the outcome, not for the process. So நீங்க கொஞ்சம் ஃபிளெக்சிபிளா இருந்து உங்களோட people, because everyone here is going to be a manager or other categories. So in such situation flexibility is very important. ஸோ இப்போ வந்து கம்பெனிஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி ஃபிளெக்சிபிளா இருக்கிற பர்சன்ஸ் தான் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்றாங்களே. ஸோ இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஸோ ரிஜிட் இனஃப், it is not going to work out in a corporate world, corporate environment, industrial field. So to summarize all those things, improve your skills, be confident, and be confident enough in all matters. Don't be so shy. Those confident you can gain right from here only, this campus only. You should be very confident enough to handle the situation. Be confident enough to speak. You should confident enough over your subject, and you should be very confident. Those behavior and attitude will reflect in this corporate world. That is, so you have to practice everything over here. This is a platform, and that you are going to reflect it. Okay. Internship. When it comes to the internship, I should definitely talk about this internship. இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு ரொம்ப 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 என்ன சொல்றது, ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்றதையும் தாண்டி அது வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு வேலைக்கான முன்னோட்டம் தான் சொல்லணும். நீங்க வந்து இப்போ ஒரு ஒர்க்கிங் என்வரான்மெண்ட்டுக்கு போறீங்க அப்படின்னா, பிஃபோர் தட் அவர் காலேஜ் இஸ் கிரியேட்டிங் அ பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் டு ப்ராக்டிஸ் யுவர் செல்ஃப் அஸ் எ எம்ப்ளாயி. என்ன அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீங்க ஒரு முன்னோட்டமா பாக்குறது இந்த இன்டர்ன்ஷிப். இதை வந்து நம்ம வந்து ஜஸ்ட் ஃபார் த நேம் சேக்கு முடிக்கணும், இல்ல வந்து டக்குன்னு நம்மளுக்கு வந்து ப்ராஜெக்ட் முடிச்சுட்டாதான் நம்மளுக்கு டிகிரி கிடைக்கும் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் நினைச்சிட்டு நம்மளுக்கு வந்து இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்பை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்களே இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் எடுத்து போகணும். ஒரு ஒரு காலேஜ்ல இனிஷியேட்டிவ் பண்ணி தான் நம்ம போகணும் அப்படின்றத தாண்டி இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் நீங்களே இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் எடுத்து பண்ணணும். அப்படி பண்ணும்போது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். டு மை பர்சனல் கேரியர், ஐ காட் மை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஜாப் through this internship only. Because I've got an internship during my last year, final year semester. We have got a I got an offer. I got all the HODs and faculty members have encouraged us to do more internship in the pre-final year itself. So in such situations, I get into the company for an internship purpose. After that, I got my project in that same company. So I worked as a trainee in the same company. That project, they have given me a very good project design of engineering I have done because my specialization is operational system along with the marketing. So இந்த இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் பண்ணும்போது இதை லுக் அப் யுவர் ஆல் யுவர் நீங்க எப்படி பிஹேவ் பண்றீங்க, எப்படி நீங்க அந்த பங்க்சுவலா இருக்கீங்க, எல்லாத்தையுமே பார்ப்பாங்க. ஸோ at the end of my project completion in that company, my boss எனக்கு இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் அந்த கைட் பண்ண பாஸ் who gave me offer letter, அவங்க வந்து கூப்பிட்டு ஆர் யூ willing to work in this company அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டாங்க. ஸோ since it is of course it is a Murugappa group of companies who denies it, and my father never allowed me to go out also. So in such situation it is very near to my house, so I fought with him and then I grabbed that job. So there I gained a lot of exposure. ஒரு கம்பெனி, ஒரு கல்ச்சர் என்வரன்மெண்ட், ஒரு பிக் முருகப்பா குரூப் ஆஃப் கம்பெனிஸ் அதோட கியூமியில் ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். அதுல இருக்கிற ஒரு எக்ஸ்போஷர் நம்மளுக்கு கிடைக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இட்ஸ் அது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம் அப்படின்னு நான் எடுத்துட்டு அதுக்கு வந்து நான் வந்து இமிடியட்லி ஐ ஜாயின்ட் ஓகே. ஸோ அதனால இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம வந்து சும்மா ஃபார் த நேம் சேக்கோ இல்லை ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸை முடிச்சு கொடுத்த போதும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி டோன்ட் டேக் இட் அஸ் லைட். அண்ட் அது ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்டா நீங்க நோட் பண்ணணும். நீங்க இப்ப எப்படி ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸை கம்ப்ளீட் பண்றீங்களோ அதுதான் நீங்க வந்து when you come to the real scenario of corporate world, it will leads to give you a good experience, at least for initial stage experience. அது உங்களுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு எக்ஸ்போஷரா இருக்கும். ஸோ ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸை கம்ப்ளீட் பண்றது எப்படி டைமுக்கு மேனேஜ் பண்றது எப்படி, எவ்ரி திங் வில் கெட் டு நோ த்ரூ திஸ் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் அண்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ். அண்ட் so you have to participate in this internship programs, and yeah, you have to do your projects very sincerely. இது ஒரு நேம் சேக் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னு நீங்க பண்ணீங்கன்னா that will be going to affect your career. So take it as serious, and you just try to do all your projects well. Any job is a good job. Now everybody is seeking ஒரு பெரிய இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ல தான் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு நீங்க நினைக்காதீங்க. இஃப் இட் இஸ் அ குட் ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனிஸ் ஆல்சோ வில் ப்ரொவைட் யூ அ குட் எக்ஸ்போஷர். அங்க வந்து இப்போ பிக் கம்பெனிஸ்ல யூ கான்ட் என்டர் டு சர்டன் பவுண்டரிஸ், அதை தாண்டி உங்களால போக முடியாது. பட் ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனிஸ் அப்படி கிடையாது. யூ கேன் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் டு ஆல் த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட். ஸோ அந்த கன்ஸ்டன்ட் வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனில இருக்காது. அண்ட் மோர் ஓவர் என்ன ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனில போய் நீங்க ஒர்க் பண்றீங்க, எனக்கு சேலரி ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கு, யூ ஷுட் நாட் திங்க் அபவுட் ஆல் தோஸ் திங்ஸ். நீங்க இந்த ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனில ஒர்க் பண்ணாலும் நீங்க உங்களோட இனிஷியல் ஸ்டேஜ்ல சேலரியோ ஷுட் அட்ராக்ட் வித் ஆல் தோஸ் திங்ஸ். யூ ஷுட் அட்ராக்ட் ஒன்லி வித் ஜாப் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன், வாட் யூ ஆர் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோரிங், வாட் யூ ஆர் கெயின்ட் இன் தட் பர்டிகுலர் ஜாப் அப்படிங்கறத நீங்க பேஷன் என்ன அப்படிங்கறத யூ வில் ஐடென்டிஃபை த இனிஷியல் ஸ்டேஜ் இட் செல்ஃப். ஆனால் எனி ஜாப் இஸ் அ குட் ஜாப். Fight against all odds. இப்போ நிறைய பெட்ஃபால்ஸை நீங்க ஃபேஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. எல்லாத்தையுமே நீங்க ஒண்ணா ஃபைட் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும் இனிஷியல் ஸ்டேஜஸ்ல. ஸோ நீங்க இதை ரொம்ப லைட்டா எடுத்துக்காம ரொம்ப சின்சியரா ரொம்ப பேஷனபிளா பண்ணீங்கன்னா வில் பி டெஃபினெட்லி வில் கெட் குட் சக்சஸ். எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேல ட்ரஸ்ட் இன் யூ. உங்களை நீங்க ரொம்ப ட்ரஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். I can do it. If I can't, then who can? அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி நல்ல ட்ரஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். That is highly important. So to be summarized, that's all about my talk. So I hope that this session is good for you all. Is there any questions you may ask now? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I would like to ask a question, ma'am. If we are going for campus, what type of question they will be asking us? Like, tell about yourself, and what are other questions they will be asking us, ma'am?
Yes, definitely. Tell about yourself. One second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. When you tell about yourself is very important, because you may clear all the session recently. You may clear, if you clear all the session, all the test, written test, and interview, and group discussions and everything. When it come for the tell about yourself is the final thing they'll be asking, I guess. In that situation, you may think that we have cleared all the session. You may, this is something is for namesake they are asking. You should not think in such manner. Even there also there is a chance of scrutinizing. So there you have to be very clear about yourself, and there you should explain all the achievements, and what are your passions and everything. You have to be very clear about it. So it is very important. Hello.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce our speaker, Mrs. Sibita Joel's husband, Mr. Joel D., BE Mechanical Engineering, ME Manufacturing Engineering, both from St. Joseph College of Engineering, 3 years of Assistant Professor in Rajalakshmi Engineering College for the past 1 year, and still Assistant Training and Placement Officer, Rajalakshmi Group of Institutions. We welcome you, sir.
He'll be joining with you shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining the session. And as you are with placements, Sibita told me like you can answer questions on that. And thanks for your concern to join us today. Thank you, Sibita, and thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Pleasure meeting you all, actually.
Participants, if you have any questions related to placement, you have a very right person here. You can talk to them.
Hello, everyone. This is Joel. I'm working as an Assistant Training and Placement Officer in Rajalakshmi Engineering College. Good to see you all here. If you have any questions related to placement and training, you are free to ask me. Yes, please. Harhir and Yam. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as a new entrant, what does the company expect from a new entrant to possess the skills like? Can you highlight some of the skills and knowledge that a new entrant must possess?
See, the basic expectation for an MBA graduate is not about anything technical, actually. For an MBA graduate, they expect you to be very confident, possess some leadership qualities, and with some good communication skills. That is what they expect in the first priority. The next day comes up to your technical stuff. So I would suggest if you have a good communication skill, a better leadership quality, and be confident in what you express yourself. It is you project yourself in such a manner that you have confidence in whatever you say, whatever you possess. That is the main thing. So it is all about impressing the interviewer for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes when you are with him. That is what I say.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes,
like, right now, the second year students are in the verge of project completion. They have completed their projects, and many of them are at home. And can you give some tips for their personality development or interview preparation? Being at home, how could they work on it?
there are numerous online portals that could help you, ma'am. because like nowadays we are not able to go and meet people to get our internship or projects or something like that. In this situation, we can make use of the online portals and online platforms which can equip us in a better manner. See, every single thing adds value to your career. Say, for example, if you see a motivational talk, if you see something related to your, since you are all an MBA graduates, I'm saying this, I cannot suggest all these things to B graduates. So they will be much focused on the technical aspect. But as an MBA graduate, it is all about projecting yourself, that you have the ability to run a company or manage a company or manage people, or say for example, if you go for a marketing session and marketing oriented jobs, it is necessary that you possess a confidence in yourself rather than having a technical knowledge. So I ask and plead everybody in this session. So you can go and watch some videos. You can see motivational talks. There are many MBA graduates who comes out of IIMs and other great institutions. They give us talk on every aspects of management actually. So I would suggest a talk would contribute so much to your career actually, rather than reading all these technical textbooks or whatever you learn in through your curriculum that is being suggested by Anna University or something. I would ask you people to explore the experiences of people who have achieved a lot in this management sector.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, Vijayanu. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Vijayanu. Vijayanu, are you there?
Any other questions?
Sir, in the meanwhile, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I come from a background, I'm currently doing a master's in social work in HR specialization. In my college, I see a lot of MBA students getting placed, but not MSW students. Why is that? And if you know why, can you tell me the skills that an MBA graduate has, which I can, acquire or learn?
I would say that not all the MBA requirements is looking for an MSW graduates. So I think there is a bridge between the expectations of the company and the MSW graduates. If the company is so specific about the MBA graduates, they will recruit only MBA graduates. If they have an open-minded, if their company is an open-minded person, they want people who are competent enough to meet out their competencies, then they would go for a random choices. It can be either of MSW or MBA. I would personally say that an MSW graduate is equally potential as well as an MBA graduate, because since it is kind of a social, it is associated to social work, you have a great exposure when comparing to as equal to an MBA graduate as well. And I hope I answer your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, I would like to ask a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm just doing MBA first year, sir. I'm very confused in taking the elective, sir. People say taking HR is quite risky. Job கிடைக்கிறது கஷ்டம்ன்ற மாதிரி சொல்றாங்க. Is that right or?
HR is when comparing to உண்மையா சொல்லணும்னா when comparing to marketing, then HR jobs are merely less only. There are numerous marketing people that is being wanted in the market right now. But when you compare HR positions are so specific that they expect so much of competencies in you. So when you go for marketing and being a girl, if you are okay with going for marketing, then you can choose marketing as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So if you take manufacturing industries, how much percentage is language is needed? I mean, communication is needed anywhere in corporate or manufacturing sector. Anywhere anywhere communication is needed. But when you take manufacturing industry, how much is language needed? Because I have many friends who want to take up their career in manufacturing sector.
Okay, fine. See, when you compare to an IT sector or some kind of service industry, a corporate sector, rather to a comparative of a manufacturing company, I would say that they don't seek for your communication skill into much. They will seek for your technical knowledge, because you work in a technical stuff rather than not to express yourself or communicating with the client or something. There will be an exclusive person sitting over there in a company, manufacturing company, who communicates with the client. They have a separate entity for that altogether. But when you go into an manufacturing industry, they require your competency rather than your communication skill, I would say. Say for example, if that, and again that depends on the company which you enters. Actually, say for example, if you go and work for companies like Hyundai or something, Nissan, or whatever it is, if they have many clients working working abroad, and there are people who are working inside the company who are totally out of this country, so you need a better communication skill to adapt in that situation as well. So first of all, it depends on the company, and to exactly answer your question, not equally as important as you work for an IT company.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I'm an engineering graduate, sir. For engineering graduates like me, what would be the better domain in choosing their elective, sir? Finance, marketing, HR, which would be better for me, sir, like engineering graduates?
You say that you are a BE graduate.
Yeah, sir. I'm now studying a MBA first year, sir.
Okay. Okay. So it is based on your interest. Actually, I would say that it is highly based on your interest. If you say that, if I suggest you that HR has a higher scope, or finance and marketing has a higher scope, I don't think you'll perfectly fit into it. My humble suggestion is that whatever it is, if you have interest and passion, you can achieve in the respective job. Say for example, I personally say that if I would have been a MBA graduate, I would definitely go for HR sector, because like rather than marketing and finance or something, I'm not good in numbers. Okay, so I will definitely not choose finance. But for I am so passionate to interact with people, to manage people and everything. So in that particular aspect, I'll grow my competencies. Whatever the shortcomings I have, I'll grow myself, and I'll just pursue my passion. So if you have passion towards HR, if you have passion towards operations, if you have passion towards finance, though you have shortcomings, with that passion you can just cultivate yourself, and then be a better person in that aspect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Manas. I'm doing a second year MBA. I did my second year MBA. So I would like to join a company as an HR, but the matter is, the main issue is that there is more competition in HR field. So like how to overcome that competition and reach at the point where I would be get selected in the company.
Sorry, I can't get you clearly. What?
Like I like to do a job as a HR.
Okay.
So nowadays, like not nowadays, from the before they tell that HR job is like very competitive. Many people join as an HR. So how
Okay.
can I break that competition chain and get selected in a company?
Good. That's a good question, actually. See, when you apply for any job positions in HR sector, particularly, what they expect you is nothing but a managerial skills. They expect you to manage people. They expect you to have problem solving competency. That is the higher thing they would expect in you. Every company, there are numerous roles of HR. There are numerous roles for HR people, but especially when it comes to people management, they expect you to have a high leadership quality. They will expect you to have a good communication skill, and if you are being so confident in you, projecting yourself in a better manner, then you can compete with others. See, it is all about, I have already told you earlier, it is all about impressing the interviewer for the 5 minutes when you are with the interviewer. So when you are being confident, and I would say that the confidence is the first and foremost thing. If you are confident in your language, if you're confident in what you know, if you're confident in what you express yourself, that will definitely have you a better edge over others. As you asked, what kind of skill or something which makes me better than other person, I would say that the confidence is the best thing, actually. For an MBA graduate, yes, confidence is the best one.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Thank you. Any other questions, or can we wind up? Aarti, Monisha?
Yeah, that's all, ma'am. There is no question.
In this session, somebody asked me a question like, introduce about yourself. Can you please repeat the question once again? Someone in the initial stage, they were asked me question like, what
That's
is
what I think it must be Aarti, I think. She asked like, how to answer this, tell me about yourself.
How
do you prepare? How do you prepare for this question?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, to answer the question, you know what, as ma'am has already informed you, there are certain companies, they want you to just talk. That's it. Nothing other than that. They expect you to talk alone. For that, they will ask you the most simplest questions like, tell me your best experience in your last trip or something, or your the best moment of your life, or something like, what do you see yourself in 5 years now or 10 years now, or introduce yourself. These are the most simplest questions they ask in the interview. It is not that you are not capable of answering this question, but they expect you to talk in such a way that you fit into their competency, actually. So to answer your question, to explain about yourself, my humble suggestion is this: please don't talk about your mom, dad. My father is working in so and so company. My mother is working. I have a little sister. She is studying second standard. Please don't answer in such a way. Please answer about you specifically. You come, where do you come from? Maybe where are you located? Your passions, your interests. You can say about your hobbies. If you are so specific about your hobbies, you should have a thorough knowledge in your hobbies, because when the interviewer asks you such questions, then you should remember that the next question will be in the way you answer the question, or in the content you answer the question. Say for example, if you say that I have a good hobby in photography, you are saying it just like that, and the next question is all about photography, then if you are not able to answer it, then that will be a black mark, actually. If you are saying that cricket is your hobby, and he asks you say something about MS Dhoni, what was the last game played, what was yesterday's game played, and you say that sorry sir, I'm not quite familiar with that, then that would be a negative aspect. Hope you understand about the hobbies. And if you say that this is my specific interest, and people used to have specific subjects as their interest in your resumes. you say that total quality management or marketing operations or any specific subjects mentioned in your resumes, then you should be confident enough that the particular subject is being thoroughly known by you, because the people is going to ask something which is mentioned by you, either through your oral thing or your mention in your resume. So whatever you say in your introductory part, that should be very much confident in you. And again, when you say that, please avoid all those things I mentioned earlier. And you can always say your achievements. Say, for example, if you are good at painting, you can say that I'm good at painting. If you're good at singing, you can say that I'm good at singing. And if you achieve something in your UG, during my undergraduation, I played for district volleyball or something, whatever it is, you can just say all your achievements. You can say about your achievements, interest, hobbies, and a short note about your family.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So just to summarize all these things, as ma'am has told you enough actually, but I just have giving a glimpse of what is being expected in an industry. So first and foremost thing is about your confidence level. Being an MBA graduate, they expect you to have utmost confidence, because you have done and graduate already. You are not a fresh graduate. You are not a student who is coming directly from school. You are already a graduate. You are expected to behave. You are expected to show your attitude in such a way that you are being a graduate already. First and foremost thing is about confidence. And second thing is about your communication skill. It depends upon, again, on the company which comes for an interview. So based on the company, say for example, if there is an MNC company or corporate, they will have people all around the globe. So they expect you to have a good communication skill. For say for example, if there is a small company which is recruiting people for marketing, they ask you for a at least of a basic communication skill. And as you can see in the slide, any job is a good job. I can see people in my college for the past couple of years coming and attending the interview. They say that I expect 3.5 lakhs per annum, 4.5 lakhs per annum. But the competency of what they possess is, there is a huge gap between their competencies and their salary expectation. So any job is a good job. We are not going to be in the very same job for many years, right? So even if it is a small job, you can just equip yourself, grow up your competencies, realize your competencies, what you have, what you lack. நமக்கு என்ன லேக்கிங்னு தெரிஞ்சாதான் நம்ம அதெல்லாம் ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணிக்கவே முடியும். கரெக்டா? The first step to identify the problem where it is nothing but a self realization. நமக்கு என்ன தெரியுது, நமக்கு என்ன தெரியல, நம்ம எதுல லேக்கிங், எதை நம்ம இன்னும் டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கணும். These are all the best things for you to grow in your career. So all the very best, guys. Hope you have a better future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, and thank you, Sivita. And I know you have a very small kid at home, and it's a very busy day, and so you both were kind enough in spending your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. You made this session very special one, and I thank all the participants for making this session very interactive one. Participants, please kindly fill the feedback form which is provided in chat room. I once again thank Mrs. Sabita Joel, our beloved alumni, for making this session a wonderful one. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Thank you. Pleasure is ours.